EWM BBP Template Part 5. Hi everyone, my name is Milos again, SAP Logistics Solution Architect for Cortrust. And today we continue with the last chapters, but not the last video. The last chapters of the EWM BBP Template will go through. One is called the Extra Process chapter, and the other one is the Reporting, here from a Saturday sunny Amsterdam. So let's jump into it. Let's talk about extra process chapter. So what is this about? What extra process? Well, we already talked about the inbound process, internal process, and outbound process chapters. The extra process chapters is really in case you have some specific processes that require extra attention and need a dedicated space in the BBP so that you make sure people put the right focus into them. For example, if you're implementing EWM in a manufacturing site, production integration is a critical part of the EWM implementation. So knowing how do you move the raw materials, how do you stage the raw materials to the production supply area for the production to use, how do you consume them, how do you receive the finished goods, so the outcome from the production into EWM, and how you do put away after that. That's all part of production integration. There's some very specific things to discuss there, and therefore if I need to map the production integration, I map it in the extra processes of the BBP. Another clear example is, for example, if you have quite an intense or complicated or extensive integration with automation, sure, you could talk about it in the system integration chapter. Sure, you could address it when talking about outbound, if for example you're picking from the automation, or inbound if you're putting away into automation. But oftentimes it does make sense to have a dedicated chapter that talks about the automation integration only, and therefore in the extra process chapter you would address everything about the automation integration. I could bring other examples like kit to stock. So if you have something internal that is not really classic or standard, like normal physical inventory or dock movements, again, the extra process chapter can be used to have the focus and all the information related to one big topic that is not the classic inbound, internal, or outbound. All right, hope that is clear. The other chapter we discussed today is reporting, and it's really the classic reporting. So you're talking about having visibility of the stock picture, having visibility of the planned outbounds that you're going to do, how many trucks are coming, and other information like which resources, so how many devices do you have currently running on the floor, how many warehouse operators are currently working on the floor, what are the different VAS activities you need to do, and I can keep going on and on. You can search for a pallet, see also the history of the warehouse tasks of that pallet. So the reporting, very often it happens that the business can have special requirements. Maybe they're used to their old legacy. Maybe they really believe they need extra care for specific KPIs and specific information always visible within their process. In my opinion, 90% of the times you can cover all the reporting requirements with standard reports. Standard EWM reports are really good. EWM Monitor is my favorite transaction of them all. But still, you need to discuss during the BBP sessions and meetings with the business if there's anything else they need apart from standard reporting. And in this chapter, you will explain and show all the reportings that will be available and will be used by the business. All right, and that covers the two chapters I want to discuss today, the extra process and the reporting. I hope you enjoy this, and I'm actually curious if you have some questions on how specific topics can be included or reported. If you have any question on a specific process or where would you include it, in which chapter of the BBP, then do let me know in the comments. And otherwise, if you just liked it, do let me know in the comments, and make sure you click like if you liked it. See you soon.